This event actually happened. Everything I'm going to tell you is true and accurate to the best of my knowledge. You might be asking yourself, why would this need a disclaimer? Well, this event is so bizarre and so unbelievable that you might struggle to accept its validity. The date is September 23rd, 1954, in the town of Glasgow, Scotland. Deep inside a cemetery in the southern necropolis, one of the poorest neighborhoods in the city, hundreds of children descended upon the graveyard, carrying sticks, knives, crosses, stakes, crucifixes, and axes. These children swarmed the cemetery, hunting for what would later be known as the Gorbals vampire. Apparently, rumor had spread throughout the town that a 7-foot-tall vampire with glowing red eyes and sharp silver fangs was stalking the youth. The story goes that the Gorbals vampire was responsible for the death of 2 children, and that these kids weren't going to let anyone else die. They had a mission, and nothing was going to stop them. After the parents and teachers of the children refused to believe the rumors, the kids made a pact to deal with the Gorbals vampire themselves. In secret, the children began to spread details regarding the upcoming cemetery assault. They planned their attack, made and collected weapons, and even created strategies. A Glasgow policeman by the name of Alex Deeprose received reports that the cemetery in the southern necropolis was swarming with children. When he arrived, he couldn't believe what he found. 200 plus children, aged 4 to 14, were spread out all along the large cemetery on the hunt for the Gorbals vampire. Some of the children there were filled with excitement as they searched, while others were terrified and stayed together in groups. It seems that the children knew the vampire lived in this specific cemetery, and they weren't going to leave without killing it. Alex Deeprose initially thought this was all a prank, but when the children begged him to help them find the vampire and drive a stake through his heart, he realized something truly strange was happening. More officers arrived later, and despite their best attempts, the children refused to leave until the vampire was found and destroyed. Eventually, the children did leave, but what motivated those children to leave is a bit of a mystery. Some say they left after many hours because it started to rain. Others claim that they left because of the pleas of a head teacher. Perhaps every child had their own reason for leaving. The next day, many of the children were lectured on the foolishness of vampire hunting by their teachers. It turned out that the story regarding the 2 missing children had not simply been unfounded, but entirely made up. Some children believed this revelation, while others refused to accept it. The vast majority of the children were unwavering in their beliefs that the Gorbals vampire killed those 2 children, and that he was not only real, but hiding somewhere among the necropolis gravestones. You'd think the story would end there, but that wasn't the end of this bizarre event. Apparently, the hunt for the Gorbals vampire lasted 2 more nights in the cemetery. Each night, gangs of children would return with a fiery passion to find the Gorbals vampire. Some of them claimed to have seen the vampire and gave chase, while others laid witness to seeing strange adults hiding in and around the graves. So what exactly was the Glasgow vampire? Was there actually a vampire kidnapping children and eating them? Or is there another more logical explanation? Some historians today believe the inspiration for the entire event was a 1953 American comic book titled The Vampire with the Iron Teeth. Others believe the mass hysteria was caused by kids simply being kids. Some claim it was from a verse in the Bible referring to Daniel 7:7, which reads, "Behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth." Whatever it was, it created one of the most infamous and bizarre moments in Scotland's modern history. In fact, the strange event led to the creation and passing of the Children and Young Persons Harmful Publications Act of 1955 by the Parliament of the United Kingdom. This act prohibited comics that were thought to be harmful to children from being sold, and is amazingly still enough in effect today. So what do you think about this absolutely wild event? Was it real? Was it mass hysteria? Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below.